In today's video, we are trying to find out how it happened that someone became a narcissist, and therefore is it possible to undo what was done and make them heal. My name is Darina and I'm doing my psychology postgrad in Australia. Let's get started. So, forever question, nature or nurture? Are they born like that or did their environment make them like that? I would say that there is a combination of factors when a seed is planted into the fertile ground. So the person was born with certain traits that developed under certain conditions. Let's have a look at the well-known psychopath and narcissist Ted Bundy, well known for his outrageous crimes. It is well-known fact that Bundy's biological grandfather, whom he was originally taught was his father, really was his biological dad. Many feel that he was a child of incest, fathered by his mother's father, a man known for his violent temper. So just the way he came to this world was already pretty messed up. Plus, as already said, his father was well known for his violent temper, so his biological predisposition is violence. Also, there is confusion regarding family roles, since in the home he grew up hearing his mom referred to as his sister and told to call his grandparents mother and father. An interesting story also happened. Ted Bundy's aunt, when she was 15, woke up from a nap to find kitchen knives around her and saw her nephew Ted at age of 3 by her bed smiling at her. So you can see that something has been clearly wrong with him since the beginning. Of course, Ted Bundy might be a pretty extreme example since he goes more for a psychopath. But the thing is that even though not every narcissist is a psychopath, every psychopath is a narcissist. Genetics and the environment can also work in tandem to result in such behavior. FBI profiler Jim Clemente said, "Genetics load the gun, their personality and psychology aim it, and their experiences pull the trigger." Now let's move on to more behavioral factors. Again, even though someone can have a genetic predisposition towards narcissism, it doesn't mean that the person will develop these personality traits or this personality disorder, because the environment plays a significant role. When a child is raised in a home where they are constantly praised or in a home where they constantly put down, they are more likely to develop this personality disorder. So you see, it has to be two extremes. In the first case, this is a kid who doesn't know a word no. If you can imagine an old school fairy tale, it is going to be a little spoiled prince or princess and everyone is running around him or her. Maids, nannies, parents, etc. Needs are immediately met without questioning, but the needs of other people are completely disregarded. A kid like that gets praised for even the most minor wins and never punished for any misbehavior. So, for example, if a kid like that punches someone at school, the normal reaction of parents will be to try to understand what happened, why that happened, explain that violence is not an option, and so on. But parenting that leads to narcissistic tendencies would behave as, "It is okay, darling, good on you, that boy or girl has been a little shit anyway." So as a result, you have a kid who has no empathy for others, including no empathy for parents or siblings, thinks they are the center of the universe and only their needs are important, takes no responsibility for their behavior as they know that they can get away with absolutely anything, and treats others as they are only meant to serve their needs, not as other live human beings with their own desires, needs and wants. By the way, guys, if you're getting value of this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. It will really help me as a new creator. Another extreme is when a kid neglected, abused and humiliated by others, especially those who are higher in power or social role, such as parents, older friends and teachers. Therefore, narcissistic tendencies develop as a hypercompensating mechanism when a kid wants to prove to the world that they are worth something. Additionally, they start doing to other people what they experienced in childhood: humiliate, abuse and put people down. They cannot give back love or affection because they don't know it themselves, and as we already know, we cannot share with others what we do not possess. Additionally, even though they seem arrogant, haughty, sassy and confident, behind this facade there is still this insecure, left behind child, and this child themselves experiences huge deficit of love and attention, that they will keep these feelings for these leftovers of feelings for themselves. This is exactly the case when there is a family of 3 and a dad is a narcissist, and when a mother says we need to buy a present for a kid, father can say, what about me? I want a present too. Why we are not going to buy a present for me first? Believe me, I literally saw a situation like that with my own eyes, and it is really strange. However, they just look like grown up, but inside it's a child with a huge hole in their soul, and no matter how much love and affection you are trying to give them, it's never enough, which again explains why narcissists are so prone to infidelity, because they are trying to fill this void with as much love, affection and sex as possible, but never get truly satisfied and satiated. There are other possible reasons for developing an NPD, and it can be a conditional love, when a kid is praised for their wins and successes but ignored or even shamed for not being successful in everything that they do. The person like that is growing to think that they are not enough, and deep-seated shame gets covered with arrogance and achievements, and they step over many people just to prove to themselves they are enough. Parenting model. If a parent is acting in a narcissistic way with staff at the restaurant, or maybe staff at home, or maybe in some patriarchal societies when women are not treated equally, and this macho behavior that young boys observe can contribute to the development of narcissism, as the boy wants to be like their father, and in general that's how children learn. They mirror their parents' behavior. What else? Inconsistent parenting. Today I love you, but tomorrow I don't, which creates an anxious attachment style. Childhood trauma or adverse childhood experiences can also contribute to the development of narcissism. However, one thing is very important. Even though all the above, the mixture of all the above can contribute to the development of an NPD, it can also not contribute to the development of an NPD, and vice versa. Contribute to the development of PTSD, or even oppositely make a person highly empathetic and overly sensitive. And I am an example of it. My scale of ACE, which is an adverse childhood experiences, is pretty high. One of my parents is pretty narcissistic, which is a genetic predisposition, and I was loved conditionally always. And interestingly, I turned out to be a hypersensitive person who attracts narcissists. So at this moment of time, we cannot have a clear correlation that A causes B, because we do not have longitudinal studies from early childhood to adulthood that could keep an eye on all these factors. We can only rely on single case studies when adult people with narcissism recall their childhood experiences. If you guys enjoy my manner talking about narcissism, here is the whole playlist you can tune into to learn more. Thank you for watching right until the end, and I'm going to see you in next video.